Good evening, Vineland High School football fans, and welcome back to Gittone Stadium as we get set for Friday Night Lights, an hour later than our typical start time. A nice little 7 p.m. kickoff here. Kyle Bennett, Rich Scarpa up in the booth here with you. And Rich, Vineland High School coming off a big 53-0 win against Bridgeton right here last week, and they've got the Clearview Pioneers in town as we get set to kick this one away. Vineland will be sending it to Clearview.
Well, Clearview and Vineland hadn't played forever till about 8 years ago, and then it's Vineland 4-1 versus Clearview the last 5 times out. Vineland putting up over 40 points a game on Clearview, but they score some too at 17. Last year it was a 13-14 Vineland deficit at the half that Vineland came back for that 34-14 win. And here's the kickoff. It's short and taken at the 20 and tripped up at the 25. That's where Clearview will take over as Vineland starts this one out on defense. Well, Kyle, Clearview's on a 0-5 run, and I was like, oh my goodness, did it get like that? And then I'm looking, I'm like, Holy Spirit, Kingsway, Mainland, Washington Township, and last week AC, like they've went through the gauntlet that we're going to be reaching soon.
So Vineland's defense on the field for the first time in this one. Ball snapped, handed off. And a good stop there. I believe Noah Cruz.
Mutcherson up there too. Yeah, and what we saw with Mainland last year, we thought we had a little edge coming in. But they execute their offense. Their linemen get off the ball on the snap, everyone moving, very disciplined, very good at fulfilling their obligations on each play. So they're going to run their offense, and if you don't find a way to stop it, you're going to be in a ball game. This time the keeper up the middle by the quarterback nets him a first down. Like, execution is outstanding. And last year we went into half down a point, and it was like, well, they ran belly, belly, belly for 4 big plays. How do you stop it? Well, you can't tell what it is because everything looks the same. So they're extremely well coached, extremely well disciplined. But where we have a little bit of an edge is up on those lines. Average height of about 6 feet for Clearview, weight about 215, when Vineland's more like 6'3" and 240.
Ball snap, QB keeper here. And a nice run by number 2, Tyler Dell.
Yeah, Dell, the junior quarterback, started last year, led them in passing. Newman's back, the wide receiver. And Dell also led in rushing with about 500 yards. So he can do a little bit of everything. Last week, it was Atlantic City running about 12 times and throwing about 25 times. So that was defensively their weakness, was against the pass last week. And AC took advantage of that.
Ball snapped, handed off once again.
It's almost like you want to challenge them to have to throw it. You know, it's almost, it's not triple option offense, but it's almost like it where quick hitting, they're going to know where they're going to go. They're going to get 3 yards unless you send an extra person. But you may want to creep up and force Dell to throw the ball.
Saquon Anderson on the stop. We'll talk a little bit more about him later on. 3 wide receivers to the bottom of your screen. Dell takes the snap. He rolls out. He's looking to pass. He's going to scramble. He's got room to run. Shakes and bakes like he's Ricky Bobby, finally taken down.
Shake and bake. Vineland's defense, Alfanador and Cruz with a sack each. Carter and Prince Borte with a sack and a half. Maven leads the way with tackles with 13. It was kind of spread out pretty good, but the line's held up and done a good job. But this is one of those tests that they're going to keep hitting you, and you may feel okay with a tackle after 3, but 3 times 4 is 12, and that's a first down, and that's what Clearview's looking to do, just control this football.
Couldn't see the number, but Vineland's got a player going into the injury tent, so we'll try to get an update there. Hopefully everything's okay. As we move to 2nd and 3 for Clearview, man in motion. And we got our first dirty laundry on the field in this one.
Kick them when they're up, kick them when they're down. False start on the offense. So from 2nd and 3 to 2nd and 8 as I do my math. And with an offense that's going to pick up 3 to 4 yards average play, these kind of penalties put you in a position where you don't want to be.
And this is a team that we talked about on Kuzman's Gridiron earlier this week. Clearview's very disciplined, so to see a penalty this early in the game too, that's a benefit for Vineland. Hopefully they can take advantage. Almost a bobbled snap there. And Dell works on the fly to make something out of nothing. Xavier Diaz makes the stop.
You know, and that's that offense. Xavier Diaz breaks down and makes the tackle. But if you press real hard to that line, that's when they can get that down in distance they need. So right now, 3rd and a long 3. Probably 2 down territory at the 41 as Dell's in the shotgun.
Man in motion. Hand it off. We'll see if Vineland can contain. We got flags. A good stop there by Tank Powell. Vineland comes up with the ball. It's Mark Mutcherson, but play is blown dead. We'll see what the flag is. Good stop there to contain and prevent that first down.
4th and a long 2 at the 40. Penalty is on Clearview. You're probably going to push them back. Take a 3rd and 12 over a 4th and 2 when you know they're going to be going for it from there. By no means is Clearview historically Hamilton, but you're talking about similar discipline, similar feeders, same offense all over, and doing what they do, and then looking at the scoreboard at the end. But anytime you have a grinded out offense, if you're getting penalties, and now we're going to be at 20 yards in penalties on this drive, it really puts you up against it without big explosive playmakers. So 3rd and 14, back at the 50.
Dell tries the hard count, takes the snap now, and
That's going to be a procedure probably on Dell, the quarterback. As he tried to draw him off, he takes a step backwards and then gets the ball, and not able to do that. A wing back or running back can take a step and go in motion. But once you move, you know, it is what it is. So moving back another 5.
A very non-traditional Clearview drive here with all of these penalties.
And it's been called tight. I mean, that was minor. The false start was very minor. So it's going to be a tightly called game by the officials. But now Clearview back at their own 44. And Dell's going to be forced to try to throw this one.
3rd and 19, man in motion. Dell takes the snap, rolls out. He's being pressured. It's incomplete.
Almost thrown to the lineman, illegally downfield by 5 yards.
And that'll bring up 4th down.
Oh, my tape went too far. That was Rocco McElroy, the intended guard receiver that forgot it was a pass play on that one. So Clearview going to kick it away to Vineland. The defense holds with the help of some penalties. 2 guys back for the Fighting Clan right about their own 20.
Xavier Diaz and Mark Mutcherson as Bryant Maven gets in there to create some havoc. It'll be fair caught at about the 25-yard line, and Vineland's offense will set up shop for the first time, and we'll get our second look at junior quarterback Jacob Martinez. Made his first career start at the varsity level last week. Threw the ball 3 times, completed 2 of 3. Didn't have to do much with the way the running back room performed last week, led by Charles Clark, who sustained a bit of a precautionary injury before halftime, and that's why he was removed from the game. But before halftime, Charles Clark ran for over 100 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Not a bad half. So last time it was a lot of power running for Vineland. Right now, just one setback, no fullback. Let's see how Vineland's going to start it off this time.
They hand this one off to Clark, I believe.
Yeah, I got to hear on the show we were
Josh
talking
Cephas.
about Carter trying to get his, because as an offensive lineman, when I'm watching a fullback just hit people all game long, Vineland added the extra guy to the box and played power football versus Bridgeton, who never really adjusted, never brought a safety up.
They hand this one off again. Not much there for Josh Cephas.
Boy, and it just seems like it's been 10 seconds, but Clearview now has Vineland in a third and about 5. So as you mentioned, not many passing attempts for Vineland last week. This is getting close to the situation where you may need to.
Martinez looking to pass. He fires, and it's nearly intercepted by Sean Ralph. Double first names.
Yeah. Kind of hit him right in the hands.
It's a little Wreck-It Ralph.
So Vineland 3 and out real quick. 5:42 to go in the first quarter. Vineland's going to be punting. Yep. Who's forgetting to go out there? Let's get there. Don't let me see that same number last week. That was 3 times. There we go. When we talk about how efficient the special teams have been, the punting game, I got to say we're up about 60 yards in punts through 2 games, which has just been outstanding.
What a punt. Great job by Colin Greif there.
So at the 34, we'll start Clearview.
About 5:37 remaining here in the opening frame. As I look down on the sideline, looks like Charles Clark inactive tonight. He's got his jersey on, but in street clothes. So I'd expect we see a little more Nas Lewis this week, like we did towards the end of last week's game, to pair off with Josh Cephas.
Boy, and I guess my pregame speech about the discipline of Clearview and the execution of Clearview, as now they pick up their 4th penalty of the game. Coach Duncan for Clearview can't be thrilled with how this has started.
Dell takes the snap, hands it off.
Boy, that's played beautifully by the Vineland defense.
That is Sean Ralph on the carry.
Mavitt makes the tackle, but great positioning by Mutcherson with some help on that outside. Possibly Rivera there. Matter of fact, that's who you talked about on your show, Shaquan Anderson.
Who's been an absolute
The 3 of them
playmaker,
just controlled
those 3.
that so well.
And then you add in, Tank Powell, Mason Afanador, and Sean Ralph tries to bruise his way up the middle. And a benefit for Vineland here back-to-back weeks where you're going to have that big bruising running back that you're going to have to stop on the defense. So you've got experience. Last week having to try to stop Pritchett. Now you've got Sean Ralph in the mix for Clearview.
As we start this year, we knew Prince Forte running back last year. You talked a little bit about his play at linebacker, but right there just fills the hole, makes the one-on-one tackle. And that's something I didn't know he could do last year. We didn't get to see a lot of that.
Man in motion hands it off to Sean Ralph. Yeah, Coach Guzman talked about it this week on Guzman's Gridiron that you can subscribe to on the Underground Sports Philadelphia Podcast Network and on YouTube as well. Prince Porte is kind of like their hybrid defensive back, linebacker, jack of all trades type of player on this defense. And I think that's something that's unique to this year's iteration of the defense that we haven't seen in years past. And I'm excited to see how he continues to develop in that role as that hybrid position.
I didn't even think of him as a defensive player last year,
Yeah.
and for him to come out and do so well.
So Clearview going to punt this one away. Great pressure by the special teams once again. That one's going to stop right just shy of the 30. So with 3:29 remaining here in the first quarter, Vineland's offense will take over and try to put something together in this second drive here. And like I mentioned earlier, player went in the 10 for Vineland. It looks like their evening is finished. Not exactly sure who it is, but hopefully it's nothing long term.
See if Vineland looks to throw a little bit on this drive.
Better run there by Josh Cephas.
Looks like about 6 on the carry for Cephas. Vineland just keeps throwing this same look back at him. And this time, false start on Vineland. When the lineman gets an early break on it. So that nice gain of 6 is going to be a gain of 1. It's going to be 2nd and 9. Well, football started last night, the NFL. I guess you probably could figure out that I drafted Kelsey with pick 6, right? And that's the way my season starts. And Smith-Schuster's or Valdez-Scanling's the only one that can catch a ball, 2 for 2, but they only throw him 2 balls. It's a horrible night for the Glacier Bay Banshees last night.
Isaiah Pacheco in his sophomore campaign in the NFL.
I was like, why isn't he in that first drive? I was like, come on now.
Andy.
Clyde didn't go to the parade. Let's go, Andy.
Martinez going to hand this one off, and Clearview's all over it.
Yeah, Clearview sent a backer right to the hole. He was picked up, but it left no room for the back to go. So 3rd and long, 3rd and 9, 2:20 in the first quarter. And I just go back to last week watching the game with Clearview and AC. AC threw for almost 250 yards on them. They showed they had a weakness. And defensive backs versus AC, there was a big difference in speed. And in that open field, it can open a lot up. During your show, we talked about getting Tank Powell a little more involved. This may be the time to do it.
Martinez rolls out, looking
get
to
it
pass. He hesitates, and he's taken down.
Now, Powell had quite a few steps on the defender. That ball was just able to get up in the air to him. He would have been gone.
Speaking of Powell, Tyreem off to a hot start in his Butkus Award watch season.
So former coach of Tyreem's, that first half, I was getting a little antsy. I was like, don't read so much. Let's react a little bit. And then right by the end of the first half, turns it on, gets a sack, and then the pressure for an interception, which leads to points and a big win for Rutgers.
8 total tackles for Tyreem against Northwestern. Another great punt by Greif. This will take a favorable Vineland bounce and roll to about the 31.5-yard line.
Well, this has been back and forth with 4 punts. Everybody starting right about their own 30-yard line every time. Clearview with 4 penalties. Vineland with the 1. So our first game with students back in school was around here. Everybody came back Thursday and Friday where I'm at Bridgeton, and nice to see the Fighting Clan get off to a 2-1 start.
This one's handed off around the outside. Great tackle there by number 8, Noah Cruz.
Yeah, Diaz does a nice job making him bounce to the outside, pressing up on the middle, and then Cruz cleans it up. You know, that's one thing watching Vineland's game last week on film and then watching Clearview, the open field tackling from Vineland, the tackling itself has been very, very good. You know, sometimes you have these teams come in and they can hit, but can you wrap, can you tackle? And Vineland's tackling has been outstanding, and that's something that we may be able to break some tackles on Clearview. They're going to get another motion on the offense, or time ran out. Let's take a look. Flag was on the field. We may have an untimed play here.
Yep.
And it is procedure on Clearview. Well, don't come off, boys. We got to run an untimed play. Get your butts back out there. Got to see Coach Smith and Guzman over here jumping up and down. So it's coming back to the quarterback, Dell. He's moving an extra step, which isn't allowed. Now, in baseball these days, you can pivot on your front foot nonstop, never come to a stop, and throw a pitch, and it's okay. Watching the Phillies with my son, and he's like, when did he come set? And I'm like, oh, I guess you can bounce your foot up and down, but not playing quarterback in high school football as the penalty's called. One untimed play, 2nd and 14 as we end this first quarter.
Dell looking to pass. Scrambling, he fires, and it's almost intercepted by Mark Mutcherson. That would have been his 2nd interception of the season.
So Mutcherson knocks it down. That kills the first quarter. Clearview's going to be faced with a 3rd and 14 as we get ready for the second quarter. We're going to step aside for a word from our sponsors as we get ready for
The Red and Gray Gridiron Club would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of the Vineland High School football team this season. The Greenview Inn at Eastland Golf Course, Reconstructive Orthopedics, Newfield National Bank, Van Dodge, Allen Associates, TechNed Consulting, Medio Law Firm, Barufi Brothers, G&S Dry Cleaning, Vineland Education Association, Dr. Michael Gorson General and Cosmetic Dentistry, The Claridge, a Radisson Hotel, Gorgo Group, Larry's 2 Restaurant and Catering, Botino's ShopRite, Coraluzzo and Torrisi Petroleum Transporters, Homestead Plumbing, Richland Carpet, Manny and Vic's Pizzeria, Sir Speedy, and The Sweet Tooth. The Vineland High School football team and coaches thank everyone for their support on and off the field and look forward to another successful season.
And we are back for second quarter action here at Gittone Stadium. Fighting Clan and Clearview Pioneers. No score on the board. Kyle Bennett, Rich Scarpa up in the booth here.
Kyle, you're back. I'm chewing on some cookies from the Greif family. Mrs. Greif dropped off, and let me tell you, like, you get a tub of chocolate chip cookies and you're happy, but then when you bite the first one, back in the 80s, we had something called soft batch or soft bake. We had crunchy old Chips Ahoy back in the day. Exquisite, soft. I taste the butter. Thank you so much. I'm going to eat this half a cookie while Kyle takes you through this next play. A big third down and about 14.
One bite, everybody knows the rules. 3rd and 14 for the Pioneers. Dell looking to pass. He's being pressured. This one up in the air, and it is incomplete. It's number 8, TJ Mills, the intended receiver.
And your boy Shaquan Anderson gets up there, high points the ball, knocks it out of his hands, and time for Clearview to punt it away.
He's been a phenomenal playmaker so far on defense this year for the Fighting Clan in every single game that they've played so far, and I think he's only going to continue to get better and better. And we've got a punt here, more pressure from the Fighting Clan special teams, bit of a short punt. Takes a favorable Vineland bounce, and it'll be downed close to midfield where the Fighting Clan offense will set up shop.
Well, a lot of exchange of punts, and for Vineland, that works out great.
It works out great.
Because the weapon Greif is there to get us these yards. So now, from starting at your own 30, now we're up to our own 48. And this is where a couple first downs starts to really lead to some points here.
You know, we saw the stable of running backs get used last week against Bridgeton. We talked about it on Guzman's Gridiron, which we subscribe, youtube.com/@undergroundsportsphiladelphia. That's where you get Guzman's Gridiron in video form, or you can get it wherever you get your podcasts. It's an advantage as this one's pitched out to Cephas, who finds some room, works his way upfield. A nice run there by Josh Cephas. It's an advantage for this Fighting Clan coaching staff to have film for themselves, to know who's going to work in certain situations for themselves, whether it is Charles Clark when he's back healthy, Josh Cephas. You know, you had Nas last week turn it on and score. Prince Borte also got into the mix. To have that at your disposal now and kind of work to the strengths of your stable of running backs is a huge benefit for this team.
And, of course, all that starts right up front with the work the line has been doing for the past few weeks here. You mean to tell me that big boy wasn't offsides? Come on.
So loss 2. It'll be 3rd down now for the Fighting Clan. See if they let Jacob Martinez sling the rock and show off his arm strength.
See if they try to just flip it out to Gallo here.
It worked last week for one of the 2 completions that Martinez had.
And Schwed, nobody's over top of him. He's got 15 yards. He can lay it down right inside.
Speed demon. Martinez looking to pass. He surveys. He's being chased from behind. Breaks the tackle, fires, and it's just out of the reach of Xavion Diaz.
So Vineland's going to punt it away and look to keep taking advantage little by little, 10 yards at a pop on this field position. Quite elusive was Jacob Martinez as he came back to the far side of the screen there, just a little overthrown as you're in improv mode and somebody sits down and shuts down and you're thinking they're going to go back a little bit more.
And we got a flag.
That foul's going to be on Clearview. Oof. So now Vineland may have to think about it here with just a 4th and 3. On Clearview's side of the field, they work hard to get this field position, and they may want to put it back in the hands of the defense to get them even better with a fresh set of downs. And it looks like they're still going to punt as Greif's back at his own 41. It's a high snap, but he's got it, and he drives this one. Beautiful kick. Oh, it touches the and it's going to be a loose ball for a touchdown. Fighting Clan.
Gavin Gallo recovers the muffed punt.
So let's give the weapon an assist on that boot as he nailed it, and just not able to come up with it was Clearview as it rolls in the end zone.
And big credit to Marcelino Ojeda, the special teams coach, who through 3 weeks this season, Rich, 99% of the time this special teams unit has just been dialed in at a level that we haven't seen before from the Fighting Clan, and it's good to know that you can count on this team in all 3 phases now.
Kyle, I've been here, whether coaching or broadcasting, for over 30 years, and the special teams since Coach Parentazzi left has been a little as Greif easily converts. And to see it be an advantage and a weapon and the time put in on it. I mean, there was times we lost games because we couldn't block for a punt with some goofy formation that, okay, they did this here, but, like, that's not what we, like, let's put a hat on somebody, slow them down. And it just turns into such an advantage.
So with 9:42 remaining here until halftime, extra point was good. 7-0 Fighting Clan here at Gittone Stadium.
I think this is officially like my 30th year. And I look back, I'm like, I came back home from college in 91. 92, I was on radio and then bouncing back and forth doing this. So in 30 years, they've not been a plus asset. They've been good. And we've had good players on them. But overall, who missed a block, who missed a snap, who missed a hold, who missed a kick, and for it to be a benefit as we just gained 30 yards. Without that, they make that mistake, and now we're starting on their 30 instead of having 7 points in the bank.
Greif boots this one away.
He touched it in play, and it went back out. I don't like that at all. Time to put your big boy pants on, have to bring it out before you give up a safety. But I'm sure the official believed he had no control and just tipped it. And if he doesn't have control when it goes in there, then, you know, it's a touchback. But that's the 3rd touchback, I believe, in a row for Greif now.
And you've talked about that the last couple of weeks, where that is such a weapon for any team in high school, but especially this Fighting Clan team, who this defense has just been tenacious to start the season, and putting them, you know, with just 20 yards to work makes this defense much more effective. There's a great stop there on first down by this defense.
Yeah, we had the opportunity to talk to Greif's dad, Ray, that I played ball with, and it's the same thinking, the same thing you're talking about. Like, those things matter so much.
So 2nd and 7 from the 23-yard line.
Somebody, let's make a big play here.
Hand it off.
Oh, there
Great
it is,
job.
too. What a great tackle.
And who is it? It's Saquon Anderson.
Beautiful open field tackle, setting up a 3rd and 5. So 8:30 to go in the first half. That's 7-0 Vineland lead, but here's a big 3rd down for Clearview. Failure to convert is going to lead to a punt, and Dell may be forced to roll out of the pocket here with a run-pass option as they are late to get set, overloading the short side of the field.
This one's going to be passed, and it's well incomplete. And a late flag. Rich, I don't like that one.
Now, no need to even have any contact as the ball's overthrown by about 6 yards. And not because we were hanging on them, but by the letter of the law, you've got a pass interference there, or possibly even holding as he grabbed them. But I thought the ball was in the air, so it'd be pass interference. And a first down for Clearview.
And those are the types of penalties that Coach Guzman and I talked about that you can't have against this Clearview team. While they've started off uncharacteristically in this one, those are the types of things that they'll be able to take advantage of if you allow them to. You got to be more disciplined, especially in a big third down.
Well, this is like a free bonus possession right now. We should have the ball.
Man in motion, Dell hands it off. And a big run there by number 5, A.J. Salerno.
And Saquon, again, Anderson on the stop.
First down here for Clearview. Salerno in motion. Dell takes the snap. Delayed handoff, and we got whistles and flags.
Well, one thing on film that Clearview likes to do is they'll send their jet motion, and then they'll leak him out into the flat and hitting him on a full speed. And it's a tough thing to defend. But I've been waiting for them to do it. They did it quite a few times last week. But when they do, if you're going against the corners out there, they're going to jump that. You know, and Powell's going to come up and take it and go the other way. So they're getting to the point now where they stay behind the sticks. They're going to have to go to what worked best for them last week, which was a motion flat pass. Wow. Another penalty on Clearview, going to make it 1st and 20. The Vineland coaching staff doing a great job of pointing out that intent to draw off sides and that flinch and getting all the calls on it so far. This time, Dell to throw it. He's back. He's got time. Floats it deep. And it's going to be intercepted by Vineland back at the 28-yard line.
Deja vu, Rich, who other than Xavier Diaz, who had a big interception in last year's matchup between these two teams, comes up with a big one here to flip the field and get the Vineland offense back out there to try to extend this lead.
You know, you have a little breakdown on the last third down with a penalty, converts to the first 2 penalties back on Clearview, and then to make a play for the ball as that was put up for grabs into double coverage. Dell not able to fit it in there. That would have been a tough one to get in there. The window was very small with the great coverage. So 6:31 on the clock in the second quarter.
Martinez looking to pass. He's firing, and it's incomplete. Intended for Israel Schwed.
Yeah, had a little time there, you know. Tap it a couple times. Let the field open up a little bit for you. Kyle, I'm helping you with your diet.
2nd and 10 from the 31. Martinez hands this one off to Cephas. Finds a hole. Nice run there by Mr. Lightning, Josh Cephas.
Well, that opens up the playbook now with a nice gain of 6. You got 3rd and 4.
Prince Borte going to check in here. And we do want to give a big congratulations to number 76 for the Fighting Clan out there on that offensive line. Jameson Blanding got his first college offer after last week's big win against Bridgeton from Hampton University, an HBCU. Well deserved for Jameson, a player who, whenever he's out there, if you're not mentioning an offensive lineman, that's a great thing. We never have to mention Jameson's name when he's out there. Does his job, knows his role, and performs at such a high level and is a key part to this offensive line.
Well, we mentioned it all preseason last year, and then he was out all year injured. Great to have him back. Here's Powell. He's got to make a move to the outside for the first down. Gets it and a little bit more as Tank Powell converts out to the 43. Yeah, Blanding's loss in the beginning of last year, like, really hurt. But with him back out there at 6'6", 300 pounds.
Great job by Tank Powell there. To get around the outside, pick up that first down. That awareness is what makes him so special. Off the hands.
You've got to be kidding me. That was easily thrown forward. That is ridiculous. Ball was thrown over 2 yards forward. But they're calling it a backward pass, which results in a fumble, but it's not a great call. So 5 minutes on the clock, timeout Clearview. They're going to get it to start from the Vineland 31. So the pass is ruled to be a backward pass. As Vineland trying to set up a slot screen. Not only is it a turnover, but it nets Clearview about 14, 15 yards. Boy, the next score is so big. You're not going to, if Vineland scores next, they're not going to, like, break the will of Clearview. But it really puts them in an uphill battle where they're going to have to open the offense up and do things that they don't normally lead on. So this is going to be a big stand for the defense, who's yielded only one touchdown all year, as we've had a couple special teams touchdowns against us in week 1, a block kick, punt return, fumble, whatever it was, and just that one pass play score. So time for that defense to keep Clearview out.
Man in motion. Dell hands it off. And a great stop.
Boy, that's the way to get it started. Tackled for no gain up on the line. Looked like that was Borte at the bottom of that. Boy, and that's a position where you're filling in after last year, sophomore Dan Russo leaves, who only played 2/3 of the game on defense and led the team in tackles. That's what I was saying earlier. I didn't know Borte could do that, but he certainly fills so quickly, makes his reads, get where he's going. Hats off Coach Shelton and Coach Smith, whoever's working with the backers all the time, because they're reading and getting to the football.
This one's handed off on a reverse handoff.
You know, and that may be one of the things Vineland does best as Diaz makes that stop. It's that open field tackling. Their defensive backs don't miss. Yeah, and it's so dangerous. Like me playing nose back in the day, there's other people to clean up my miss. But when you're out on an edge, there's nothing there to help you, and just great tackling. So now it's 3rd and about 8 for Clearview with 3.5 minutes to go.
Dell in shotgun takes the snap. It's bobbled. He's going to have to scramble, and he's taken down.
What a tackle. I think they say his knee may have hit the ground when he picked it up, but if not for that tackle, it would have been a first down the other way. His pals in coverage getting stretched up the field. Boy, just outstanding
4th
job.
and 2.
So it's going to make it 4th and 13. From the 34, you got to figure Clearview's going to go for it. I mean, you punt it in the end zone and you gain 13 yards. That's not good risk reward with 2:55 and running. And sure enough, Clearview's offense out there ready to go. 4th and 12.
Passes incomplete.
Great job, D. Vineland's defense holds after the turnover. And they'll get it back with enough time to do a little something with it. CJ, GJ, and Powell going at it a little bit last night, huh? Seen him lean into Powell and Pacheco. Seen him lean into him the first time, but I didn't see the retaliation play later until today. As myself, I get a little older, I go, on the YouTube.
First and 10 from the 34. Martinez hands this one off to Cephas, who finds a nice lane there to pick up a good chunk of yards for the Fighting Clan.
Good push on the inside, led by Chestnut, the center. St. Jean Gilbert. As you mentioned, Blanding and Herring up there with some others.
Patrick Farva, that is.
Farva. First time I watched Super Troopers 1, I went out and bought 2 copies of it, one to have and one to restore. In case something were to happen to me one day, I want that to live forward in my time machine.
I thought you were going to say you went out and bought 2 liters of Farva. Cephas is gobbled up there.
Kind of looked a little bit like a baby draw as Vineland calls timeout. Just a big block of Clearview defenders in there. 148. Vineland takes the timeout. Yeah, I think you have 2 more weeks for your Guzman's gridiron until I'm not going down the shore every weekend and I come in and harass you guys for a little bit.
Yeah, you can come out every Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern Time at the Double Eagle Saloon and Deck Bar for Guzman's Gridiron Live. Big shout out to Rob Bono for allowing us to do the show on location this year in a new era of the Vineland High School Football Coaches Show. And if you can't make it out, you can subscribe on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. Just search Underground Sports Philadelphia. Or you can watch it on YouTube every Wednesday night. It premieres just like scheduled TV. YouTube.com/@UndergroundSportsPhiladelphia. If you subscribe, click the bell icon. You won't miss out on any of the content. And be sure to subscribe to the Vineland Public Schools YouTube channel as well. YouTube.com/@VLDSchoolsTV. That's where you get every single sporting event broadcast, events throughout the school district. You can stay up to date with everything going on during the 2023-2024 school year. Click that bell icon like I mentioned so you don't miss out on any of the broadcasts. You'll get a notification right to your device of choice. It's youtube.com/@VLDSchoolsTV.
Not just sports, National Honor Society. We got a school board meeting. And you have chess going, whatever it is going on.
Eventually graduation.
You find it on there. Yeah, graduation gets some good ratings. Except for the drive-by COVID ones, right?
Martinez. He's going to take it up the gut himself. Good slide there. Just shy of the first down.
So I guess Clearview. Oh, Vineland takes a timeout. It's 4th and 6. Yeah, down and distance, got to know it. Not a time to get down. It's time to go forward there on 3rd. Vineland takes a timeout, but they're going to send their punt team in. We talk about that with a lot of players over the years, and the more experience you have, the more akin and aware you are to it. And we've watched a lot of young players and a lot of inexperienced players come up, and it's almost like playing baseball. Where are they playing me? What do I do with an out? It's the same thing down and distance. You got to know it, and you got to get to it. So Greif to kick it away.
Another great punt. And it's down at about the 25-yard line, so with 1:23 remaining until halftime. Clearview's going to take over with Vineland up 7-0.
All right, nothing silly here. Let's play back a little bit, take a little time off the clock, and get into this half. It's dive up the middle, and there's an opening, busting through, breaking a couple tackles until finally Saquon Anderson picks up about his 15th tackle of the day as Sean Ralph. It's probably his best run, came through full speed, and Ralph 6'1", 185. He looked like 6'3", 225 on that one. That makes Clearview quickly take their timeout. I believe they have 1 left, or 2 left now. Vineland with the 1. I think that may be flip-flop.
Just remember, for the next 3 weeks, we'll be taking this show on the road. So we hope you're going with us.
Yeah, it's time to hit the road coming up.
Lone September road trip. This will be on the road much more in October.
Road's going to feel a lot better being 2-1. All right, no cheap points, boys. Herring, Sodi, and St. Jean up front for the Clan on that line. Quarterback rocking again. Gonna rock it, don't stop it. Oh, this one's on Vineland. 1st and 5 at midfield, 1:15 on the clock.
First and 5, ball was tied at the 50.
Trips to the bottom. Nice job. You'll take that 1st and 5, giving up 3 on the inside. Now take us under a minute to go. Clearview on the Vineland 46 with a 2nd and short. 2nd and about 1. Much tighter bunch on this one. Coming up, picking up a 1st down, a gain of about 6 is Dell on that one. 31 seconds. Clearview takes a timeout.
timeout, Clearview.
Well, Clearview's offense not getting underway early or consistency with all the penalties. But, Dell can do it both with his feet and his legs. He's got some backs with him and decent line movement. But 31 seconds, it's got to come out of the comfort level, and they got to put it in the air. And every time they've done that, Vineland's been right there. So Coach Duncan, if he decides to put it in the air, it can get picked. If he keeps it on the ground, he may not get in. So he's got to give something here.
Another big-time run. This is very similar to what we saw last year from Clearview towards the end of that first half, where they were able to rattle off some of these big runs.
So Vineland getting up slow, 15 seconds and counting, and a Clearview player hurt on the field, and he may be the smartest guy out there as he's going to save his team about 8 seconds. With that injury, the clock will stop. It'll give Clearview time to get a play in, get their guys up on the ball. So Clearview well out of field goal range at the 33. Be a 49. That isn't happening. So they're going to need to get some more yards. And with 13 seconds and 0 timeouts, they've got to get out of bounds. Otherwise, they're not going to get a second playoff, barring an incompletion. Little back and forth here. Kind of quiet crowd, even though it's kind of filled up. Vineland scoring on special teams. The offense hasn't got it in yet, nor has Clearview.
Second and 2, ball spotted at the 33.
13 seconds, 7-0 Vineland. Second and 2, Clearview on the VHS 33. Scoreboard showing 0 timeouts left.
Let's make a play, boys. Man in motion. Dell takes the snap, looking to pass. He's being pressured by Ryan Maven, and it's incomplete. Thrown out of bounds with 1 second remaining. Great pressure by Ryan Maven.
The closing speed by Maven. Boy, they knew he was going to be unblocked, and they just couldn't roll away from it without it affecting the timing of the play with 1 second to go. That's where you get them, one of them big boys, and say, come on out for a play, and you add in that safety over the top to play deep ball. Now you play the fake. They're setting up for a 50-yard field goal. Play your man, know your responsibility.
Ball snapped. Kick is up. And it is well short. So field goal's no good, and that'll bring us to halftime with the score 7-0 in favor of Vineland. Gavin Gallo with the special teams touchdown. And Rich, we're going to step aside so the marching band can head to the Upside Down for their
Yeah,
first
I've been waiting
presentation.
for this, so make sure you stay tuned during our halftime break as the first field performance by the VHS Marching Clan out on the field for a little Upside Down. If you don't know, now
You'll
you
find
know.
out.
And viewing pleasure is the 2023-2024 edition of the Vineland High School Marching Clan. Our band staff include band director, Mr. Justin Feliciano, brass wind instructor, Mr. Eric Sikorsky, the front ensemble, Mr. Matthew Thomas, drumline instructor, Mr. Tyler Steinbraun, and our color guard instructor, Miss Mallory Cagnon. Our band and fit officers are, our drum major is Casey Russelman, band captain Anthony Gonzalez, band lieutenant Jeremy Flores, band sergeant Logan Davis, and our guard captain Grace Valdez. The Fighting Clan will put on their field show this evening, the Upside Down. Yo, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. Our journey starts off on Halloween night 1984. Trick-or-treaters knock on every door looking for something sweet, but instead they find something strange. When our world gets flipped upside down because our friends go missing, we find ourselves running up that hill to swap places. Hold tight and take cover. Some of us might not make it back. After all, it's only Teenage Wasteland. Let's watch. Let's hear it again for the Vineland High School marching band.
Pardon me. Yeah, right. Watch the tram car, please. So I said the next big renovation that has to get done.
Tear this down and put it over there. Because then our view, camera-wise, will be your home crowd. And welcome back to Gittone Stadium, everybody. Second half action between Vineland and Clearview about to get underway. Kyle Bennett, Rich Scarpa up here in the booth with you. Vineland has a 7-0 lead going into the second half, and they will be returning this one and start the second half with the ball as this one is kicked away. It's a bit short. It will be returned and stumbled up by the turf monster is Josh Cephas. So Vineland will start at around the 20-yard line, the 25 to be exact. And Rich, a back and forth of punts and incomplete drives, but special teams came up pretty special as Gavin Gallo has the lone touchdown in this one on a special team score.
Yeah, like 7 punts, and we've gained some yards on them, which set up that touchdown. But, you know, offense got to get it in there and put a little more pressure on Clearview. You know, you want to get up. You want to have them have to open their offense up a little bit. But right now, way too close for comfort.
1st and 10 from the 25. Vineland under center for the first time in this one, but we've got a flag to kick off things.
A little false start by the deep back. Yeah, this one a little tighter than I thought it was going to be. I thought we'd have a couple scores in the first half to be up by and then add a third late.
It's 1st and 15. It's pitched. Good recovery there by Cephas. Kind of gets those 5 yards back.
What a difference a penalty makes. Talking 2nd and 4 versus 2nd and 9.
Second and 9 here for the Fighting Clan. Martinez rolls out. He's looking to pass. He's taken down from behind.
That's a big loss, a loss of about 10 on that play. Great shoestring tackle. Set up about 3rd and 20.
Third and 19 from the 16. Martinez.
Drops the ball on his scramble upfield. Clearview saying they have it. They're ecstatic. The officials concur. So a big fumble and turnover as Clearview's going to be in the red zone on the Vineland 17-yard line to start this after the fumble.
Not the way you want to start this second half. And setting Clearview up well within striking distance to tie this ball game.
That's one thing that's happened the last couple of games. We've had a few fumbles. Ball carried a little loosely at times.
Man in motion. We got flags.
Backfield in motion. They're gonna have to penalize you. So Clearview loses 5 on the first play, puts them out at the 22. We're just underway here in the third. Vineland clinging to that 7-0 lead. Deepest penetration by Clearview, but they got it with a fumble, and they've lost 5 so far.
It's on the keeper.
Gain of about 8 for Dell.
Dell on the keeper again. Trips his way up, close to a first down.
Looks a couple short, 3rd and 2 coming up from the 10. It's probably 2 down territory because you're down 7. But after attempting a 50-yarder, you know they have the leg. Vineland's going to take an early timeout here, try to get that defense to regroup. For the first time, the defense, after that fumble, starting deep in their own end. Not much room to play with, and they're going to have to come up with a tackle for loss here. You know, ball security, such a difference. You watch Clearview's offense not really getting it going, neither is Vineland, but you have a punt that's messed up, Vineland gets points. You have a fumble on a rollout, and it sets Clearview up. I mean, neither offense has really moved up the field. Vineland took advantage of their break, and now it's Clearview's turn on a 3rd and short. They got a full house backfield motion.
And into the end zone, nearly untouched, goes Clearview. Tyler Dell on the carry, the QB keeper. With 9 minutes to go here in the third quarter, we're an extra point attempt away from a potential tie ball game.
Up and good. So 3 minutes into the third, we're knotting at 7. Vineland to get the ball again.
Offense going to have to figure some things out. They haven't really been able to get anything going tonight. No Charles Clark for the offense. So it's been Josh Cephas as your primary ball handler out of the backfield. And we'll see if Martinez can bounce back from the turnover.
Yeah, neither offense really able to do much.
Josh Cephas and Xavion Diaz back to return on this one. 7-7 your score with 9 minutes to go in the third quarter.
All right, boys, let's wake up. Let's make a play. Pooch kick, it's short. And coming up and making a great diving catch for Vineland is Borte. Nice hands picking that off the turf, and That little pooch kick is going to give Vineland great starting field position at their own 44. That versus a touchback is equivalent of getting 2 first downs on a drive. But not a bad idea if not for a nice diving catch, kind of looking like an outfielder coming in when it's hit right at you and having to get your hands out before you get down.
So 1st and 10 from the 43. Martinez hands this one off, and that was a hospital handoff.
High snap, loss of 4. So the first time Vineland's offense has faced some adversity since week 1, and Clearview able to get a push up the middle and almost looked like we were Bridgeton for a second. That high snap threw off all the timing of the play. Backs are getting it flat-footed, defense getting a couple second head start on you. Now Vineland tightens up the formation, and for the first time we see a lead back in to lead the way. Great job by that defensive line. That was 2-on-1 blocking up front, but Clearview able to make the stop, setting up a 3rd and 10. Powell and Schwed check in.
So Coach Smith's defense's 7-quarter shutout streak comes to an end as well.
Yeah, defending a short field, but yes, it does come to an end.
3rd and 10 here for the Fighting Clan. Martinez rolls out. We've got flags. Chucks this one down the field.
Procedure on the Fighting Clan, 3rd and 15, 7:12 to go. You know, it's kind of like both teams are just going a little bit back and forth. Nobody taking that big swing at it. Nobody getting that big play to turn it around. Just feeling each other out, but the game's clicking away with just 6.5 minutes to go in the 3rd.
Martinez chucks it down the field, and it's caught all the way into the end zone. Touchdown.
Well, there's
Fighting
that
Clan.
shot. Little rope-a-dope. Martinez heaves it. Defender in great position goes up for it, but Mutcherson high points it, comes down with it. Kind of a little bit of an early jump by the defender. He's on the way down. The ball's still up. Mutcherson takes it to rest. Picks up a real nice block, too, to make sure he gets in the end zone.
Not too much, not too little, just Mark Much gets into the end zone, and Vineland, pending the extra point, will have a 7-point lead once again. Ball spotted, muffed the handoff, and an extra point is no good, so it's 6:35 remaining here in the 3rd quarter. Fighting Clan have a 13-7 lead.
That was on a 3rd down, too. What a great job to take a shot and get it 3rd and long. Getting ready to give the ball back. You get that touchdown. Now the defense should have a lot of field behind them to work with.
And all the younger listeners out there will get this reference, but Jacob Martinez, number 21, did something for the Fighting Clan. Got it to Mark Mutcherson for his first touchdown of the season. And you want to talk about a player who has really evolved over the years in this role on varsity, has been a jack of all trades. We've seen him line up at different positions. He's playing both sides of the ball. Just a fantastic job. Great awareness, double coverage as well to go up, get that ball, and make his way into the end zone for his first touchdown of the year.
And now he steps onto the field for kickoff team duties. Very humid, light breeze. Greif trying to try to put it inside the 10 here.
Great kick by Greif. Return man makes a great return and brings it up just short of the 35-yard line. So it's 6:29 to go here in the third quarter. Vineland leads 13-7. We'll look to come up big on defense and get the ball back to the Fighting Clan offense.
Well, the one thing when Martinez, they haven't rolled him and they sat him in the pocket, he's had some time to deliver the ball. So maybe something Vineland can get back to a little bit. It's just scary when you roll. If you happen to lose the ball, there's nobody there to stop the other team from getting it as compared to in the middle of the field.
Big-time run up the gut once again for Clearview. Tyler Dell.
It looks like they're going to put this in the hands of Dell here. That's two nice carries in a row for Dell as he's hitting the hole really hard. Vineland had a little beef up front. As Gilbert checks in. You know, and it's different than a handoff because it's a little slower getting to the line, giving those linemen enough time, even if they're beat, to wash somebody out and open up that first line.
Second and 3 here for Clearview. Dell will carry it again. Vineland's all over it.
Look like Powell coming in this defensive back spot, making a tackle short of the first down, 3rd and 2 at Clearview's 44-yard line, or 43-yard line. And you may be able to make a stop here and get a punt because there's still plenty of time left.
Third and 2. From the 43, man in motion. Dell going to take it himself, and he's got a first down.
Looking a little like Vineland's offense last year, huh? Dell. Coach Guzman and VHS looking for their second win, and you can see the defensive line coach and Coach Guzman filling the ear of that defensive line because they need to contain and hold their space, and they're outnumbered 6-3 on there. There you are. Follow the pulling guard and make yourself a play. Nice job. Bottom of that Borte again. Just watching Prince's game today, and it's like, why didn't I see this? Why wasn't he given the opportunity last year? Because he has such a break on the football, getting up to that line of scrimmage. I had the opportunity in high school as a nose. I dropped a linebacker with Tony Hall, one of our better linebackers we've had, and played some Canadian football and whatnot. And I'd watch him make the wrong read, run the wrong way, and by the time I got to the ball carrier, we were getting there at the same time. But being able to believe what you're seeing and press in, it comes from great coaching And great instincts by the player to trust what he's reading. There they pull the backside tackle and able to scrape down with it and get to where the ball's going. So 4:05 to go, timeout on the field. Vineland up that 13-7, but it's 2nd and 12 for the Pioneers. Could have trivia questioned you that one. I haven't heard you say Pioneers yet today.
Man in motion. Dell hands it off. Oof. Room to run. Big gain there for those Pioneers. Sean Ralph.
He wrecked that one as he heads up the middle, hit at the line of scrimmage, breaks the tackle, and then boom, there's nothing there for another 10 yards. Big conversion.
And if he would have gone to the end zone, he would have broken the internet. First and 10 from the 39, under 4 minutes to go here in the third quarter. Dell going to keep it himself.
Good pickup of about 4. I'm going to see Clearview getting a little more confident, coming off the ball really fast. And even when the linemen aren't making a block, they're causing chaos with all this movement. They've been pulling somebody every play. The last 4 plays, they've had somebody going on the line.
Second and 6. Man in motion once again. Dell going to take it up the gut.
Nice vision by Dell, too. He's not just running through big gaps. He's making some really smart decisions. So Vineland's going to burn a timeout here and once again try to regroup. It's like we talked about early, you know, one penalty messes up Clearview's offense. You know, that -5 puts you in positions you don't want to be, but they've not had it on this drive, and getting 4 or 5 a pop, they've moved down the field, mostly on the legs of Dell. It's almost like he's faking out wide and letting everything wash and then coming back against the green through the backside A gap. Now look how strong the bottom of that formation is. Maven on the stop, gain of 3. 2:30 to go in the third. This has easily been the best drive for Clearview today.
Second and 6 from the 26. Dell keeps it, jukes his way for a nice gain.
Almost tackled in the backfield, makes a nice move. Pick up about 3 or 4, making it third and about 4.
Under 2 minutes to go here in the third quarter. motion. Dell hands it off.
Oh, come on, clean that up. Put the hit in there.
Noah Cruz on the stop.
Another first down, this time inside the 20 at the 18.
Ball started 17, the coach is 10.
Now it's a balanced look here. Let's see what's on for this one. Short gain of a couple.
Ball was back to 16. One on the play. We're at second and 9. Ball started at 16.
Ten seconds, last play of the third quarter, if they get it off.
Good stop there by the defense, and that's going to do it for the third quarter here. Vineland leading 13-7, Clearview charging. We're going to step away for a word from our sponsors, and we'll be back with fourth quarter action here from
Red and Gray Gridiron Club would like to thank the following sponsors for their support of the Vineland High School football team this season. The Greenview Inn at Eastland Golf Course, Reconstructive Orthopedics, Newfield National Bank, Van Dodge, Allen Associates, TechNed Consulting, Medio Law Firm, Barufi Brothers, G&S Dry Cleaning, Vineland Education Association, Dr. Michael Gorson General and Cosmetic Dentistry, The Claridge, a Radisson Hotel, Gorgo Group, Larry's 2 Restaurant and Catering, Botino's ShopRite, Coraluzzo and Torrisi Petroleum Transporters, Homestead Plumbing, Richland Carpet, Manny and Vic's Pizzeria, Sir Speedy, and The Sweet Tooth. The Vineland High School football team and coaches thank everyone for their support on and off the field and look forward to another successful season.
And welcome back to Gittone Stadium, everybody. Kyle Bennett, Rich Scarpa here on the call for you as the Fighting Clan going into the fourth quarter have a 13-7 lead, but the Clearview Pioneers are surging down the field. Vineland defense, a big 3rd and 7 upcoming here. Let's see what Coach Smith has dialed up.
They've been motioning to that strength, that bottom side of the screen now, and having Dell just run backside. Let's see if they send motion or they just go right to it.
Dell's going to carry it himself. He makes his way around the outside. We've got a
There's the
flag.
Hold on the inside. And you know what? Like, you can see his shoulder pad hanging out on Maven. But you don't get a holding call unless you fight through it. And he certainly did that, which exposed the hold. So where that is, that's going to make it 3rd and about 17. What's funny is you see it wasn't egregious, but it was enough to be a hold. The flag comes in from the side, and the back judge is going to throw it. Well, like if you saw it, why would like you wait for somebody else and then you confirm it? Like, if you're getting held, you can't complain about it. You got to get some separation and expose it, and Vineland's defense did that time. So 3rd and 17, now back at the 24. Assume Vineland's got to defend 2 plays here.
Dell throws, and it's incomplete. Great job by the defense there to break that up.
Yeah, we were speaking earlier. You get them into these throwing situations. It's not what they want to do. It's not what they're designed to do. You know, they're designed to do what they did on that last 2 drives, get 4 yards a carry, move up the field, matriculate, take time off the clock. So they're going to try another long field goal. This will be a 41-yarder, which
Kickers.
would put them just down 3.
A.J. Salerno, he's 0 for 1 today.
That was from 50.
Ball spotted, kick is up, and it is good.
Oh, nice kick by Salerno. That makes it a field goal game, but the defense bends, gives up a little, but not at all. As he squirts that one through.
So with 11:18 to go in regulation, Vineland still with a 13-10 lead. And they're going to have to play smart offense on this drive and try to put some more points on the board.
We've got a couple nice kickers. Hit himself a 39-yarder. And a tricky kickoff last time for Clearview as they pooched it, and Borte comes up with it around the 40, but scary play.
Apologize, the kicker there was Tyler Zinkevich, not A.J. Salerno, number 4. So Clearview set to kick this one away. And it'll be returned by Cephas. Takes it up past the 30 and up to the 35-yard line. So quality field position here for the Fighting Clan with 11-11. Make a wish, everybody. Let's see if the Fighting Clan can put some more points on the board here. 1st and 10 upcoming from the 35-yard line.
Heading up with a burst of speed is Cephas. You talk about arm tackles. That's what he got tackled by an arm, but a great job by the defender. Boy, Chestnut up front just battling a giant at nose tackle all day long, and he's held his own there. Clearview not kind enough to give us heights and weights today. But I'd guess about 6'6", 340.
Martinez hands it off. And a decent run there by Cephas.
Yeah, nice gain of about 4. Just a little surprised I haven't seen Carter leading the way on a blast through there, ISOing out the linebacker. You know, so efficient last week. Vineland not going with that extra back in there.
Ten and a half and counting to go in regulation. Martinez, we got whistles.
So many procedure calls both ways. Well, this may not be. This may have been a timeout. We're ready to go at the 39. Kind of feels like Vineland's going to need another score here.
Second and 6. Martinez takes the snap, looking to pass. He's scrambling. He's being chased. Makes his way upfield, picks up a first down and more. There is a flag on the field.
Looks like a face mask at the 39. As Martinez makes his move. Real nice run by Martinez. Didn't see any Vineland player near it, so it's got to be face mask. Sure enough, face mask on the defense. First down fighting Clan. Let's move it across that midfield line. That's something last week it was talking to the coaches. It was his presence, his quickness, his speed. We got to see it there as he really ran a nice route, basically avoiding and stretching out the angles of the defenders. Gets a first down and then a big penalty on top of it. So Vineland now at the Pioneer 47.
Under 10 minutes to go here in regulation at historic Gittone Stadium. Vineland leading 13-10. Martinez muffs the snap. He's taken down. Hypothetically, of course, because he doesn't actually go to the ground, but
forward
whistles
progress
blow.
Stopped. It's a big loss on first. That's going to be a loss of about 5, second and 15. Ball back on Vineland's side of the field.
I think a big,
It's a complicated play. They've been in that huddle quite a while.
big point of emphasis, I think, at this stage of this drive, you also want to try to eat up some clock and prevent Clearview from being able to have time to work with the ball. As Martinez empty set, he's going to heave it down the field. And it's incomplete, nearly intercepted.
Yeah, because at this rate, you got to figure you're going to have to defend 2 more Pioneer possessions. You know, if you're able to get another first down, you may make that only 1 to defend. So we're in our possession, and it's going to be 3rd and long. So without converting, our possession's about over, and it's going to be 2-1 possessions to up 3. It's not a great spot.
3rd and 15. Martinez looking to pass again. He's going to be pressured. He's rolling out. Flag on the field. He's heaving it downfield to Xavier Diaz, who's there to make the catch.
Flag at the 44-yard line.
And it's a holding call on Vineland.
So Diaz gets behind the defenders, but a hold on Vineland. It's going to set him back, give him another 3rd down, but a 3rd and about 24. I do not doubt there was a hold, but I didn't really see anybody out there where it was at. But
Seems like almost any time either of these quarterbacks have rolled out, you can almost guarantee that a flag is out there, and it's almost like we're looking for when there's not a flag.
well, the officials have been very consistent, called a very tight game, especially the ticky-tack false starts mostly on Clearview, but they've called a tight game, and if there was a hold, I'm sure they saw it. So 3rd and 25.
Martinez fumbles the football. It's recovered by number 76, Jamison Blanding.
Another flag.
Have another flag.
So Vineland's lost over 20 yards. The past 2 plays going to be punting from deep in their own end. Penalty is on the Fighting Clan. It's declined. 8:26 to go. They'll send Greif in to kick it away. I think we got 12 out there. Yeah, I think we have 12 out there. There we go. Now we got 11. Thank goodness. And a procedure penalty. So how about Vineland driving into Clearview territory, and since then, about 33 yards they've lost between a fumble and penalties. So now Greif's going to be kicking from his own 5. Deep guy back at midfield at the 50 where the last first down was made. High snap, Greif has it, gets it away just in time.
He's a wizard.
And down at the Vineland 45-yard line.
7:31 to go in regulation. Vineland leading 13-10.
Got to think if Clearview can get a first down, they're in field goal range. Just getting the first down. Put them in the mid-40s for a field goal. They've been stacking up one side and running to it. This time a little more balanced.
Dell takes the snap. He hands it off. Good job there by the Vineland defense to contain there. Second and 6 as we tick under 7 minutes to go. Man in motion. Dell takes the snap. He's going to keep it. Busts his way through and picks up a first down and then some. And this is the similar play that we saw last season that for whatever reason the Fighting Clan defense struggled to stop, even though it almost feels like you know it's coming every single time.
Yeah, there hasn't been a ton of carries this half by anybody but Dell.
1st and 10 from the 33. Dell hands this one off to Sean Ralph.
He's got about 7.
Closing in on under 6 minutes to go.
Time where defense needs a play. Let's have somebody make a play. Big play time.
Under 6 minutes. Dell, man in motion, takes the snap. We've got
Offsides,
whistles.
Vineland. Lined up offsides.
And these are the moments that Coach Guzman talked about on the podcast this week. You have to be disciplined against this team. They're going to do some funky things like we've seen here with a bunch of QB keepers. You have to be disciplined, especially in the fourth quarter.
Had a 50-some yard pass completion down to the 2, but because of a little bit of a lack of discipline, that hold penalty brings that back. So 2nd and 2 in the red zone at the Vineland 14, 5:05 and running to go. Dell in the shotgun, 2 backs to his right.
He takes it himself.
Yeah, they just have a couple extra guys on one side of the field, and Dell's just running to them.
Dell gonna take it himself once again.
Just a couple on that one, 2nd and goal.
Try to hold him to a field goal. Tyler Zinkovich earlier made one from 39, missed one from about 50. Man in motion, Dell taking it himself up the gut.
Ball, 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 ball. They're calling the runner down at the 1. Ball did pop out.
Timeout for injury on the field.
They're going to test your resiliency here. Just a little better bounce, and we're on top of that. It's looking a lot different.
And I mean, at this point, 3rd and 1 from the 1, you kind of have to know the play that's coming.
Yeah, and
If you're Coach Smith, are you going to stack the box there and
I
try to
say
stuff it?
you stack it with everything. Give them the outside. Let them get in that way. But if they try to come up there, then you would stop
prepared.
that. You're not going to defend the whole field. You just decide, I'm going to defend inside the tackles. I'll give them the outside because it sounds horrible, but the sooner they get in, the sooner we get the ball.
Here we go, boys. 3rd and goal from the 1 for Clearview. 3:38 to go. Can the defense come up big? Dell takes the snap. And he crosses the goal line. And he's in for the touchdown.
Dell. Nice second half for Dell. Wreck-It Ralph has mixed in a few times when needed.
And And this is where that missed extra point also kind of comes into play here, where if you make that, this extra point for Clearview is pending. But now you need a touchdown to win the game.
Oh, you get it?
Through
He
the
got
uprights
it,
and
squirted
good.
it
So
through.
with 3:32 to go in regulation, Clearview have their first lead of this one. It's 17-13 Pioneers. And the Fighting Clan offense will have to drive down the field and put a touchdown on the board if they want to improve to 2-1 on this young season. That extra point doesn't flop. You can play for the field goal in that instance,
Yep.
and when you have a kicker like Greif, it's a much more manageable situation depending on where you get the ball to on the field, but now you have to get into the end zone.
But between the snap and the pressure on our extra point, no chance for Greif to even get his foot to it. See if Clearview's going to squib this and start us with some decent field position. Vineland's last drive just backbreaking negative 25 yards after getting a first down in Clearview territory. Oh, but he booms it. Getting that end zone, nope. Great coverage by Clearview as Vineland's got a long way to go. Tackled back at their own 8-yard line as that one sailed over the Vineland deep guys.
3 minutes and 27 seconds.
And you know that shouldn't happen. I mean, watch it on film. He's putting the ball to the 15 and the 10 on his kickoffs. So if you got two back there, maybe have one back and one in case he bloops it short. But kind of looking to do a little something with this special teams and pick up some yards and get to the 35 or the 40. But this is negative territory back here on your own 13.
Time to have a moment, Mr. Martinez.
All right, Tank, let's get you one.
Martinez looking to pass. He's in his own end zone. Surveys the field. He's being pressured. Has a man. And it's complete
it's
to
a
Mason
catch.
Afanador.
Woo. Yeah, they can't be everywhere. Great job coming back to that ball. And this is what we mentioned before the game. AC throwing for nearly 300 yards on this team. And twice we've gotten deep. This one wasn't deep. We've gotten behind them and made some plays to touchdown the much. And then a reception inside the 5 that came back on a hold. May not be the worst strategy.
Vineland's going to have to be calculated here. They have no timeouts remaining. Use those sidelines to your advantage when you need them. Martinez drops back to pass. He's facing pressure. Ducks away from it. He's going to carry the ball upfield. Gets out of bounds. Taken down horse collar adjacent.
Ooh, what speed.
And a great run there by Jacob Martinez to pick up the first down. 2:40 remaining in regulation. Ball now at the...
We have a player down on the Vineland sideline. So you're saying we got a chance.
Ball's going to be spotted at the 47.
So former center, quarterback, tight end, linebacker.
Touchdown scorer tonight.
Gallo's going to warm up.
That is Jacob Martinez down on the field after that dangerous-looking tackle.
Yeah, funky tackle.
pops up. Limps off the field. His shoulder pad is out. Hopefully Martinez is okay.
All right, get you your touchdown pass, Gallo. Let's get it.
So Gavin Gallo, who started week 0 against Oakcrest, shifted into a tight end role, special teams role the last 2 weeks. Now back in at quarterback for Martinez as Gallo drops back to pass. He rolls out. He's got space, finds his man, and it's dropped.
Beautiful pass by Gallo. Great blocking up front.
That was Mark Mutcherson, the intended receiver.
2:24. Clock stopped.
Got to catch those when you're wide open in the flat like that and have space to move, potentially pick up a first down, and get out of bounds. So 2nd and 10 from the 47, 2:24 remaining here in regulation. Gallo takes the snap. He's looking to pass. He's rolling out again, fires back to the flat. It's incomplete.
Just get it down the field to Tank. Put Tank back out here by himself on this side. He's manned up. Gallo looked there first.
3rd and 10 now. Gallo takes the snap. He's looking to pass. He's firing, and it's complete.
That's the way you do it, Mudge.
That's called redemption. Mark Mutcherson picks up the big first down.
Redemption song. Way to get up in the air, high point that, take it down. 2:10. Beautiful pass by Gallo, who's going to clock it there with 2:06, but it's going to be maybe a procedure on Vineland, or oh, he's facing Clearview's way. Let's get another 5, boys. 1st and 5 at the 21. Gallo remains in. Seems like you could have been throwing all day.
Gallo takes the snap. He rolls out again, fires, and it's incomplete. Mutcherson tried to reel that one in one-handed. This was just outside of his reach. Almost a little Spider-Man web-slinging action needed there. 2:03 remaining here in regulation.
You know, throughout the season, there's different stories, and this would be a great story right now. Selfless player, switching positions twice last year, goes to quarterback, gets put back in, leads a 4th quarter comeback drive. Now let's just get it done.
Gallo takes the snap here on 2nd and 5. He's scrambling. He's going to take it himself, fires, incomplete. Feels like he could have just taken that himself and picked up that first down. He had a little bit of room to run to pick it up, but
Well, he threw a missile through there, though. We talked the first game about 3rd quarter. He finally aired one out, and we thought that could have took everybody out of the box a little bit. A strong arm.
minute 56, 3rd and 5 from the 21. You just need a first down here, boys. Don't do anything too complex. Just get it past that orange marker. 3rd and 5. Gallo. He's going to take it himself, fires, and it's incomplete.
A great defensive job tipping that away at the last second. It's perfectly thrown past the defender, just makes the play.
So with 1:50 left, it's 4th and 5.
Boy, the top side of that screen, they had a linebacker coming, and the tackle just does a great job picking him up. I gotta figure they're just going to sit back and not send anybody here.
Mutcherson's one-on-one. In the flat, Gallo.
He's going to go upfield, but he's going to be short of the first down. It's going to be a turnover on downs. Clearview's defense puts a stop to the drive. As Vineland rallied from inside their own 15 to get down to about the 15 of Clearview before turning it over on downs. And with 1:45 victory formation for Clearview. Clearview takes a timeout. You know, this was a lot of feeling out for the first 3 quarters, and said it a couple times. This we can't help but think where to exploit offensively, how to exploit their defense was the passing game, which really didn't establish early. It was interesting, Vineland, who ran so well last week with a fullback leading the way, didn't go to that at all today either. So tight formation instead of a knee, just a little quarterback sneak. Vineland unable to stop the clock. Not what the doctor ordered for Vineland tonight. Had to lead the whole way till 3 minutes left in this one.
A few missed opportunities. Obviously the muffed extra point that could have led to a field goal down here to tie things.
That horrible end of their, not last drive, the drive before. Completion inside the 5, but a holding penalty takes that back.
Just could never quite adjust to the QB keepers.
Yeah, and it was a double wingbacks on one side, motion going towards it. They really overloaded that one side, and we're just not able to make the stop. So with the new coaching staff, this is one of the things coaches have to be able to do, is deal with this adversity, keep your team together, and come back and get better from it. You know, anybody can coach when you're winning, you know, but when you have a tough loss like this is where you see how the coaches can rally their team together because they did a lot of good things today.
And it doesn't get easier here for the Fighting Clan as the schedule rolls on, as this one goes final and Clearview wins at 17-13 here at Gittone Stadium. Fighting Clan on the road next week for the first time this year against Kingsway, a tough opponent, and to go into their home stadium will be even tougher.
And last year was a shellacking. I think it was 56-0.
Then the bye week, and then Washington Township comes to Gittone Stadium to wrap up the month of September. I'm sure Coach Guzman will have lots to say on this one on Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time at the Double Eagle Saloon and Deck Bar, where you can come out and watch Guzman's Gridiron, the Vineland High School Football Coaches Show, live and in person with myself and Coach Guz. Make sure you subscribe to the Underground Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel as well so you don't miss out on it if you can't make it out live. Subscribe to the Vineland Public Schools YouTube channel as well. Big thank you to Doug Diola and the rest of our crew for producing tonight's broadcast. Final score once again, Clearview 17, Vineland 13. For Rich Scarpa, I'm Kyle Bennett. Everybody have a safe and fun weekend, and we will see you on the road at Kingsway next week.